beloved souls, and welcome to the Rainbow Goddess YouTube channel. I am Rosalie, and it is an honor to share this space with each one of you. I feel so blessed to have this platform to be able to share and communicate in a way that feels in resonance and alignment to my own mission, my heart, my soul, my calling. And I truly feel that there are many of you out there who truly connect and feel in resonance with the messages and the transmissions that have come through this space. And for that, I am so grateful. Today, I just wanted to come on here and just really be present with all of you and to share a little bit about the journey and the path that many of you find yourself on, this journey of awakening and embodiment. And so I just invite you all to take a moment to really connect and bring that awareness into your heart, to feel your heart beating, and bring forward the gentleness and the embrace and the love of your own soul, your own light, truth, and essence. And feeling into the frequencies of divine love, of divine beauty, and divine grace that fulfill you and that is being transmitted through the messages that are being shared today from my heart, through my voice, and through this beautiful space that holds so much love and reverence for you, dear soul, for each one of you on this journey, and for all those who courageously choose love in every moment or as often as possible. Because this is such a huge mission of really embodying the true essence of love. And this has really been my path. It has always come back to divine love. And I feel that so many times along this journey, we do get tested on how often we invite in the absence of love through different experiences where we believe or think something to be real or true, like a belief of unworthiness or a belief in lack or fear. And we invite that in and we experience it, and it feels real through our experience and through our emotions. But ultimately, the soul always reminds us that those experiences, although perceived to be real, to be true, are only being perceived through a lens, through a wound, or through the emotions that arise. And so as we connect into what is being shared today, may we remember that truly the only frequency that exists, that is authentic to who we truly are, is love. And what I mean by love is the essence of divinity, the frequency that is felt in the heart field, in the heart energy that expands and oscillates and moves and grows and connects you deeper into the Godhead, into Source. And just taking that breath and feeling that. There are many beliefs and thoughts and emotions arising, particularly this year through the Awakened Collective and through the different shadow aspects that we hold through our many incarnations and through our experiences. And I was shown that these shadow aspects of self, you can call them, they look to me like fractals of energy that has been covered in like black goo. And the shadow energy is completely covering the aspect or the fractal of yourself, but underneath it all is true light. And so what I've been witnessing within the field, within working with clients, is that there are distortions or illusions that are present within our experience because of these seeds that have originated from trauma through the many incarnations of the soul. And what this often appears is like an energy that is just covered in darkness. But once you invoke your true I am presence and the truth that you are, the light that you are, the love that you are, anything that is false cannot exist in that presence. Anything that has been created through trauma, pain, suffering, or illusion or fear has to resolve, dissolve, and reintegrate back into the whole. And this can only be done through love. We cannot fight the illusion or the darkness or the shadow, because the act of fighting against it would be to move into duality or experience a lower aspect of ourselves that isn't truly in resonance or alignment with Source, because only love is real. And so by recognizing that underneath the shadow, underneath the darkness, the experience is really the light, then we recognize that all we need to do is bring purity and the essence of love to wash and dissolve the residue or the pain or the trauma that has grown or formed upon this energy or this aspect of the self. And so through your own healing journey, you will notice that certain experiences that you have will trigger this pain, will trigger this trauma within you that really dates back to the seed origination of that particular traumatic experience that you may have had from previous lifetimes, And what I have noticed is that those original seeds are here to be resolved through love in this lifetime. So many of us are here to heal our hearts, to heal the wounds of betrayal, to heal anything that is out of alignment to the essence of divine love. And so just taking a moment to really reflect upon your journey and reflect upon all of those things that have come up for you along the path that have really triggered those experiences of pain and suffering. But through the understanding that we are not the trauma or the pain, that we are here to witness and integrate it as the light, then we can have a difference of perspective around it. We can see it for what it is, instead of creating the story that keeps us trapped in the endless cycle of suffering. And an example of that would be feeling like your worth is attached to something external. Feeling that conditioning around I must achieve or bring through a certain result in order to feel worthy or successful or loved or whatever that may be. And when I do not achieve or feel a sense of success or validation through external situations, then I perceive through the lens of unworthiness that I must be less than, I must be not good enough, or I must not have tried hard enough, or I must, X, Y, and Z. And I've witnessed these stories within myself when I have experienced what felt like disappointment or failure in my accomplishments. And fairly recently, I felt a shift in my perspective around, that particular wound of unworthiness, where when I started to feel an attachment to a result or, feeling let down that things didn't work out the way that I had hoped, or I started to blame myself, I felt divine source, my higher self, divine love itself surround me in like an echo chamber of love. And as I was in tears and feeling, those thought forms and attachments of those experiences through that lens, love penetrated through it all. And I witnessed that my experience of lack or of failure or unworthiness had absolutely nothing to do with me as a soul and who I am as a human. And I realized innately how I could untangle myself from the beliefs and the stories that I drew all these conclusions about from my external experience. And I was able to see that there was no correlation between my self-worth and my ability to generate what I believed would bring me a sense of fulfillment or success or confidence based upon the external results. So there was this feeling of liberation that none of that defines me. None of that really matters when I'm already love. I'm already the miracle of source embodied. And that my experience of anything, whether it be love or success or failure or achievement, said nothing really about me other than that was the experience that I am having. And it was a very interesting realization because it's so easy to allow for the linear mind to try to make sense of our experiences. Like, for example, let's say I have less money in my bank account than this person. That must mean something about me. Or I am not as confident as this person. That must say that something about me and my worth and my abilities. And so this feeling or this energy around, this plus this equals this, it's very linear and it's very mental based. And it's sort of how the mind tries to make sense of our world. And it's how we've been conditioned to perceive reality. But what if, no matter what our experience is, no matter what happens or is happening or whatever emotions arise, what if that really had nothing to do with you? What if this was just part of your learning and growth and education as a soul? And what if this attachment that we have to our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, we're really just creating a story that made us feel bad about ourselves. But those experiences are there to really support us in creating a form of challenge so that we can rise above it. And this is really what I was perceiving, was that any challenge that you have in your life, whatever experience that you're finding difficult, whether it be in relationships or with your job or finances or in love, what if that challenge has nothing to do with who you are and anything that you lack, but is actually challenging you to create a catalyst for you to really rise above it and see how, with a little bit of pressure, you can really rise above that experience, that you can devote yourself to being present with it enough that everything that you need will manifest and will come to you in the right moment, whether that be the guidance or the support, the clarity, the right action, the knowing that everything that you need to overcome that challenge will come to you as you let go of the personal attachment to I am that, or that is a reflection of me, or, I feel bad about myself because I am experiencing this challenge. And so what I feel is that love wants to speak and share today and to reassure us all that no matter what our challenges are, no matter what we're experiencing, no matter what pain or trauma that is surfacing or arising or that you are noticing in your reality, whatever it is, has nothing to do with you as a soul has nothing to do with you and who you are, but everything to do with what it is that you're here to learn and grow from. And so if we could just release the attachment to identifying our worth and our achievements and our external success. And catch ourselves when we are beginning to create a story that says, this happened or this is happening, therefore that must mean I am this. Fill in the blank, you know? And so one of the ways that I really support others in my mission and what I feel called to do is to work within the Akash to anchor this divine pillar of truth and love, this space that holds the essence of all that you are and the memory of love. And anything that is not in alignment with that, anything that is created from a distortion, whether that be a seed origination of fear or pain or trauma, must be brought to the surface and be shown the truth. And the truth is, this experience is needing to be seen, this pain, this trauma, this fear, so that we can love it back into wholeness, so we can integrate it and call upon the light to purify the darkness or the energy that is bringing that density into our experience through our relationships and through our manifestations. And it is powerful work when we choose to look at the density that is arising in the emotions and the fears and the thoughts. And with the utmost power of love, we can alchemize it and transform it. We can heal it, we can release it, and we can forgive. And that is where our power lies, because we then no longer have to repeat and live out these experiences until we've exhausted them. And so we're so tired of experiencing the same thing that a miracle begins to show you the way. And so the power really lies within you, within each one of you. The power lies within your willingness to see, to perceive the truth. And the truth that is in your heart and in my heart and in the heart of God is that only love is real. That is the truth. And whatever has been created in your life or in your subconscious mind that creates and generates these experiences that is out of alignment or lacks love is just an experience or a story that needs to reintegrate back into the light. And this is how we begin to embody more of our love and our light and our truth and our essence, is slowly but surely acknowledging the distortions, acknowledging the ways that we have come out of alignment with love and out of resonance with the truth of who we are, and bringing them back, calling them back. recognizing them, seeing them. And how I support people in this is that sometimes we don't always recognize why we feel the way we do, why we act the way we do. We don't understand why we get angry or spiteful when certain triggers arise and we think, why did I act like that? Or why did that upset me so much? Or why was that experience so intense and overwhelming when it really didn't seem like that big of a deal to the conscious mind, but to the part of you that is hurt, it was like the reopening of that wound that was really painful because it's like reliving the trauma through that experience again. And so when we work within the Akashic records, your higher self, your guides, your teams, your I am presence over soul is guiding the entire process. You will come within the Akash and you will know what it is that you are here to release, work on, or clear, or integrate back into love. You will come with a purpose and you will receive that which you need. And my role is to hold the space to bring you into the area where we can access the information and to guide you through this journey. And I hold love, the purity of love, through my divine heart connection, through my remembrance of the divinity and source within me. And through that resonance, anything that is not in alignment with that cannot hide. It's like anchoring a massive truth pillar. So if you feel called to work with me and to really release and shift, you have to be willing to be seen. You have to be willing to face yourself. And sometimes facing the truth can be really challenging on the ego, because the ego wants to continue to perpetuate the illusion, the fear. That is why so many of our brothers and sisters continue to play the game and feed into the separation, because it takes a tremendous amount of courage to face our pain. Now, many of you may be saying, I've done a lot of shadow work. I know what shadow work is. I know how hard it is, etc. Now, the thing is, I work with the frequency of grace, meaning it's quick and it's not this drawn out process of suffering, of really having to feel and suffer through it. It's understanding that we can actually extract the wisdom from our pain experiences. And through the Akash, through the laws of grace, we do not need to keep reliving and dragging out the suffering, that we actually can hold love for the experience. And through forgiveness and forgetfulness as the light, we don't need to play out the pain and suffering to death, like we don't need to live it out. We just need to acknowledge it and say, I see you. I see and recognize this part of me that's hurting and in pain. And as the love, as the light, I am here to bring you back into wholeness. And just like that, we can bring that trauma into the purity field of divine love and divine grace and reintegrate it back. We do not need to continually suffer in this lifetime as if we are punishing ourselves again and again for our experiences or for our pain. That belief of needing to suffer for our pain and our trauma, our sins, that is very much a dogmatic belief system that is rooted in religion, that stems from we must suffer for our salvation. We must suffer in order to be deemed as worthy, right? And so any form of unnecessary suffering that is occurring within your life, we do not allow for that to continue because it is unnecessary. So through the laws of grace, through the grace fields, we all just need to acknowledge and be aware that only love is real. And through the Godhead, through the truth pillar, we can anchor the truth of love, and we can ignite the fields of light to surround the suffering and the pain that we have endured through our experiences, and we can welcome it home. We can integrate it, we can love it, and invite it in. And through that invitation, the distortion, the pain, the suffering heals and resolves itself. Remembering that each one of you is source. You are the light of God. You are the light of the solar Christ energy. You do not need to fight with the shadow or the darkness. You do not need to live it out, suffer. You just need to welcome it back. You just need to take responsibility for your part in it and welcome it back. This is powerful work and a powerful time to be alive, beloveds, and I am deeply honored to be of service in this way, to support you in anchoring the truth, to bringing forward any darkness to light, and to surround it all in the purity of divine unconditional love, so that you too can rise and experience greater love and joy and happiness in your life. And so at this time, Spirit has guided me to open 2 spots up for a mentorship for those individuals who feel ready and willing to truly ignite this truth pillar within their life, to anchor this pillar of divine love, and to illuminate all of the areas and ways that these distortions or experiences have created or manifested in your experience. We will go into the Akash. We will resolve and mark complete any experience or energy that needs to be brought back into harmony. And this is your soul's work. This is what you came here to do. And this will instantly begin to shift your frequency and vibration to begin attracting and manifesting that which is in alignment with the frequency of divine love, joy, happiness, peace. And so I have been guided to offer an enormous discount on this opportunity. And the number that I have received is 555. And so I am accepting 2 mentorship clients to work with me for 5 weeks for $555 Canadian. And I know how much this is worth. I truly feel and know the amount of support that can be provided and the amount of healing that can occur during those 5 weeks. So I know that this is worth way beyond that. But in the spirit of generosity, of wanting to support and be of service and reach those who are really needing this assistance right now, I feel guided to offer this at more than 50% off, to allow for this light and support to reach those who need it most. And I'm so excited to begin this work, as it lights me up. I have seen how these sessions in the Akash can really change someone's life in a really positive way, how it can have an instant impact just through the desire to do the work, meaning to show up, to commit oneself, devotion, willingness, and an open heart. And so if this is you, I invite you to check the links on how you can be received as one of these potential clients that will receive the discounted price, as I'm only opening up 2 spots, and I've been guided to lower the price to $555. So thank you so much, beloveds, for receiving and being a part of this beautiful space. I send my love, my light to all of you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Aho, namaste, and blessed be. you.